Hey guys, how you going? This is BillyEatWorld again, and in today's video we're actually going to check out one of my favorite guns in Battlefield 5, the Selbstlader 1906. Because I mean, you guys know by now, right? I'm an SLR guy, and well, the Selb is actually one of the few Recon SLRs that is capable of landing a two-shot kill at any range. And for me, I think that makes it even better than a bolt-action rifle, and maybe even the best all-round recon weapon in the game. So the question is, what makes it so good, and how can you be effective with it? Well, stay tuned, because that's what we're going to get into right now. Alright, so to kick off, the first thing I should mention is that the Selb 1906 shouldn't be confused with the Selb 1916, because all Selbstlader means is self-loader. And basically what that means is that they're not really related at all. In fact, believe it or not, the Selb 1906 has more in common with the Luger P08 pistol. What it basically is a redesign of the same famous self-loading mechanism into a full-sized rifle format. And as you can see pretty clearly in-game, the whole back of the gun definitely has got that strange Luger pistol kind of look about it, and I personally think it looks really awesome. Fortunately, it doesn't really perform like its little brother because, like I said, in-game it's actually capable of a two-shot kill at any range. And not just that, but it's also got a rate of fire of 164 RPM, which isn't the fastest in the class, but it is faster than the base rate of fire of the only other guaranteed two-shot Recon SLR at the moment, the ZH-29. Now, both of these guns load individually or from stripper clips by default, but where the Selb falls short is that unlike the ZH, it doesn't have a detachable magazine upgrade. And even though you won't really be in close quarters very much where it's going to make a huge difference, it is still a big deal because as you can see, you've only got 5 rounds in the magazine, which means that you do have to make your shots count. Now, probably the main reason I think I prefer the Selb over the ZH is because it's got that fairly rare German 2x scope that comes up every now and then, instead of the standard 2x aperture sight. And that's important because I think firstly, most people don't like the aperture sight, and secondly, even though there are longer range optics available, just remember that scope glint is tied to the Recon kit and not the weapon. For bolt actions, well, you really need that extra magnification when you're going for those one-hit kill headshots, so you kind of have to suck up the scope glint. But on the other hand, you don't need to be that accurate with the Recon SLR, so a 2x or even irons is completely fine, plus they'll remove the scope glint, and something also a lot of people forget, they won't disable your stripper clip reloads. Once you do have your preferred scope set up though, there isn't really that much to this gun. You just have to aim and make sure you land 2 shots. And when it comes to landing 2 shots, well, it's really not that hard to do in this game because the recoil isn't really an issue if you're pacing out your shots anyway. And I think you'll find even with the assault SLRs, you don't really have to worry about things like bullet velocity and weapon accuracy. Obviously, in close quarters, though, that's where you're gonna be at a big disadvantage, but that's only compared to every other class weapon in the game. This gun is hands down better than any bolt action in CQB, and also considering it's a guaranteed 2-hit kill, even though it's technically not as good in close quarters as a lot of the other faster Recon SLRs, it's a lot more versatile. Now, another thing there's not much to with this gun is specializations, because there's really only absolutely one thing that you need to hit, which is quick reload. And considering that's on the middle in the left-hand side, well, you're gonna need to take those 2 options, and I normally round it out with quick aim at the top and high velocity bullets at the bottom. Literally, the only other thing I'd consider changing on this gun would be to add a bipod, and that's only in particular if you're looking for a loadout to counter snipe bolt actions. And I mean, that sort of situation is pretty rare unless you're looking for revenge on someone who's killed you a bunch of times, and so I'd say always run with quick aim if you can, just so that you have a little bit more chance against players with faster weapons in CQB. But finally, as for my top tips for this gun, well, needless to say, make sure you keep your distance with this one, because even though it can technically take out enemies in CQB, it's not very consistent. But by the same token, you don't want to camp on a hill somewhere either, because firstly, going toe-to-toe with bolt actions when they know where you are is not a good idea, and secondly, you want to use this one for supporting your squad. And with that being said, one of the best ways to support your squad with this rifle is with the spawn beacon and the Pathfinder kit, because not only will that help your squad, you'll also be able to spawn on other beacons as well, and that'll help you get into flanking positions where this gun is absolutely amazing. But anyway, guys, that just about wraps up this review. So as always, make sure you let me know what you think of the Selbst 1906 in the comment section down below. And also don't forget, if you want to make a suggestion for the next gun that we're going to take a look at in this series, you can either leave it down in the comments or add me on Twitter and send me a tweet there, and I'll see what I can do. As always though, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and please feel free to check out the links in the description if you want to see any more of these videos. And also don't forget, you can find my Twitter and Discord links down there as well if you want to keep in touch. And as always, until next time, see you later and have a good one.